Marcy here.
Hi!
We're live from our home office. We're going to try something out here and see if we can figure out how to go live from YouTube and stream it to Facebook at the same time. One way or another, we'll probably have both videos, we'll have the video on both platforms. But we want to try to get everything over to YouTube, as we're going to really be working on a lot of how-to videos, a lot of what's the differences, a lot of newbie stuff to really help you guys in your projects and just to learn more about vinyl. And we think that YouTube is definitely going to be the best option for that. It's just a much better location to really archive videos and be able to find stuff a little bit faster, since we post a lot of sales and advertisements. So without further ado, is it working?
I don't think so, but I just posted a link that says we are live, click here.
It's not working.
So I posted a link to Facebook. We'll figure this out.
It's a good thing we're not YouTubers.
Right.
We're just
more vinyl people than YouTube people.
So we'll figure it out.
We'll give it a try.
So we're gonna show you guys how to do this, and I'll get you switched over here to a view of Marcy.
Okay, like Austin said, we're live from our home office, and I'm going to show you a welding trick for Design Space, but you could use it for with your Cameo as well. So today I made this decal for our home office, and it says a goal should scare you a little and excite you a lot, which is true. And I want to show you a trick.
We're going to show you how if you can see that in the letters, how it doesn't cut across them. It's all one piece. So that's what Marcy's going to show you today.
So one thing that I see reoccurringly on Facebook in groups are people that don't know how to weld. When you first start out, it's intimidating, welding letters. And when I say weld, that means when you are writing mostly in cursive is when people notice it the most, that they don't flow naturally like they would if you put pen to paper. So when you're in Design Space and you go to write something, so a goal should scare you a little. Now you see how these letters are not together like they should be, like should is. So should, I've already welded together here. A little is not welded.
Sorry, I'm playing with the camera, guys. I'm trying to find a good angle for you so you can see it really well.
So in order to weld in Design Space, you have to go through a lot of different steps. Not necessarily a lot of different steps, but I'm really picky on how things look. So personally, I would split this into 2 different or 3 different words to get it to weld correctly by using your letter space. And you just move them closer together. And you keep going until they look good, but we've already encountered a problem. So if you want to show a little. So we've welded as close as we can, and this does not look natural. So in order to do it in Design Space, you're going to have to split it into a whole bunch of different parts and then weld it back together. That's a little complicated. So I'm going to show you a trick. Go to your web browser and type in picmonkey.com. This is a great what would you call this? I should know what this is called.
This is a good design platform.
Yeah.
The one thing where the Design Space lacks is a lot of and some of you guys may be familiar with more advanced sign making programs such as Corel or those types of things. PicMonkey is going to fill in the gaps where Design Space lacks, and it works really, really well. So it's a good tool to utilize for this. It is.
It's a good way to get things to flow naturally and weld together naturally without actually having to do it like you do in Design Space. So this is really simple. You're going to click Design right here. And when it opens up, they have a free version. They also have a paid version. The paid version isn't much. I do it every year. I can't tell you what it is. I can't remember. But I always click transparent canvas. That way you can, once you save it, you can bring it back in. And then you're going to start working on what you want it to say.
Go back to transparent canvas. I want just to make sure everybody sees where that is.
So when you come in, you go to canvas color, and then you click right here. Transparent. There you go. So you apply, and then you can click over here on your text, and there's a lot of really great options here for fonts. And you start working. I've already done some of this. I've already done all of it, actually. I'm going to show you bit by bit so that you can, so it doesn't take so long. So I've gotten started here. Now, if you remember in Design Space, we had to move the letters in and out and break them apart. You don't have to do that. So I've already gotten started with a goal should scare you a little. I'm going to duplicate goal because I want it to be in the same font. I'm going to bring it down here a little, and so this is going to say excite, just like our decal. And as you play with this, you'll be able to do it quickly. I've done a lot with this type of program, so I know I'm going to send this to the back. This, so excite.
Go back to that. What do you mean send it to the back?
So for instance, if you was in red and you wanted red on top, so let me bring it back to the front. So this would be covering this up. I want it to cover the other way. So it doesn't really much matter for this because it's all going to be the same color. That won't really be for something different. But anyway, I'm duplicating these because I'm using the same font, and I'm duplicating it to keep it the same size. Even though I'm going to change what the words say, I'm duplicating to keep it the same size. And this says you a lot. Now, the important thing to notice here, and I'm going to zoom in so you can see it, is that on this cursive writing, it flows naturally. It is welded already. No welding required. Which you, in Design Space, you have to physically weld these cursive letters or it looks like this. This is what your cursive looks like if you don't know how to physically weld. And welding is intimidating. So that's what this video is for. We're skipping the welding so that you can be confident in the project that you're making. So I'm going to zoom back out. And so here we have a lot. And I'm going to position it how I want it to be. And I have it just a little bit under the X here. Okay. So this is what I want my decal to be. No, this is not Design Space. We're going to put it in Design Space. So we're going to export it. I'm going to save it to my computer.
That's the tricky thing about PicMonkey if you haven't used it. If you hit save, it saves it to PicMonkey. So you need to remember to hit export. Otherwise, it won't go to your computer.
So this is the one that I was trying to show you how you could try to do it in Design Space. It's just a lot more steps. You have to physically weld. We don't want to do that. So I am going to do a new project.
Speaking of, we will do a separate video. I'm sure some of you, when Marcy was doing the colors, are asking yourself, well, what if I want to do multiple colors? That you're going to have to weld in Design Space, and we will do another video on that as well. This is just a quick round to get cursive letters all in one color. Okay, so now you go to your mat. Here's your blank mat in Design Space, or if you're using your Cameo, get to your blank mat in your Silhouette software. Upload. I have it here already because I already cut this today, but I am going to browse my computer, and I saved it right here. So this is my file from PicMonkey. There it is. The checkered background means that I saved it transparent, which is great because you don't have to go back through and make your cavities transparent. That means that it's going to cut out all the cavities for you. And I'm just going to push simple. It doesn't really matter on this which one you pick because all the cavities are already out. And the cavity means the inside of the O, the inside of the A, these little tiny cavities in here for your cursive lettering that you want to make sure you can weed out after you cut. So here we have it as a cut file. I want to just point out that one good way you can check this before you save it to make sure that your cavities are gone is one of these will look, they need to both look identical.
Right.
If one looks like you see the O is full, your cavity is not cleared.
Right.
And it will not cut it. So just as as you're learning design space.
So we're going to save that here. It's going to bring it here to your mat. See, this is the one that I did earlier. This is the one I just recreated. And I'm going to insert my image. And there you have it. This is your cut file. So you have now very easily went to picmonkey.com. You have chosen from all these awesome fonts, including cursive fonts, to create a file you want to cut that is welded naturally so that when you cut it, it is going to flow like you're putting pen to paper. And you're ready to size it how you want it. I did mine. I only wanted to do a 12 by 12 mat. I wasn't going to pull out my 12 by 24, so I just kind of did it as big as I could. My Cricut isn't on, but you would send it to your mat and you're good to go. When it cuts, it's going to look just like this.
And that's what you end up with. And remember, we're talking about these little lines right here, how they overlap, and then how when we first showed you a little, how these T's were really spaced apart. So it's a really quick, simple method to get around welding as you're learning. You know, that can be a challenging thing, and it seems something that comes up, and we actually have our own inspiration group, and we see that question come up a lot, so we wanted to show you guys an easy way around it. So
there you have it. You can go ahead, so head over to picmonkey.com. They have some really fun fonts. The fonts that I used here, because I know everybody always likes that, is Jonda Stylish Script. That's what we have for this tutorial, as well as the one right beneath it. So these are the two fonts that I used. But this cursive writing, it flows naturally so that you don't have to try to figure that out in design space in case that is something that still might be a little scary or something that you haven't quite mastered. You'll get it, but in the meantime, if you're anxious to make a project and you want to make it perfect, try using a program like PicMonkey with a transparent canvas. Line everything up, save it on your computer, pull it into design space, and create something awesome. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, definitely let us know. Now we probably better get back to seeing what our kids are doing.
Yeah, okay. Make sure if you guys like this video that you hit the like button, subscribe to our channel.
They're playing, by the way. They're fine.
Check us out on Facebook. You probably got to us from Facebook with this actually. So we'll be doing a lot more of these videos. We just, we want to help you guys out, and
let us know how we can help.
Give us comments, feedback, any questions. Please reach out to us. We love to do this, guys. This is our passion, and we love to help people learn how to do it and show you guys all the tricks that we know. So
if you have questions about PicMonkey too, shoot them my way. I'm a PicMonkey fan, so I use PicMonkey all the time. I'm happy to help.
15 years ago, I'd have never guessed that I'd be using a site called PicMonkey, but I use it quite a bit now. So it's fantastic for all walks of life, male and female. So for all those male watchers out there. So thanks, guys.
For watching. Let us know how we can help, and have a great weekend.
We look forward to more videos. Have a good evening.
Bye.